welcome to That British Homestead. Today we're going to talk about my favourite subject, seeds. Okay, so what seeds should we buy in January? Well, let's be honest, the sky's the limit. You can buy anything you want to. I definitely have. However, there are some things that we'll need to be buying to be planting next month, so I'm going to go through them now. However, that being said, there are other few things that I've bought here, like kohlrabi, that can be sown in January. It's vegetable. I mean, I've got one. So this is a kohlrabi that I have harvested off my allotment not so long ago, and basically this is a autumn one, and the autumn ones are completely different than the spring ones. Spring kohlrabi is so much better, so much bigger, so much more flavourful. So if you're going to grow it, I would grow it then. Alright. You also have certain flowers that you can grow. We're doing some cosmos this year, as well as a number of different flowers like sunflowers and some daffodils. And flowers are really good for attracting beneficial insects. Okay? So there's certain categories that I've kind of broken my seeds down into. Okay, so I'm going to go through the categories here, and so peppers. The peppers that I'm going to be growing, or I've bought this year, I should say, because I've got some more, such as a black vampire fang pepper, which I'm so excited about trying. But there are two main types of peppers, and they are long season crops, so you need to get them in as soon as possible. Okay, so you've got your sweet peppers, and this one I've got is capista. Awful at spelling reading the name, so it's just there. It's an F1 hybrid. I've also got a sweet red king pepper that I'm quite excited about. I've got 10 of those seeds. And I've got Nirvana, which is another sweet pepper here, and they come in a 10 seed pack. And I've also got California Wonder, which I know it's a boring pepper apparently, but apparently it does really well, so I'm going to try that one. But I've also got some hot peppers as well, which are quite exciting. So I've got jalapenos, or jalapenos. I always say jalapeno, but everyone gets angry at me when I say that. So I've got some jalapenos here. I've also got some hot wax peppers. I've got some cherry peppers, and I've got some black fang peppers. So they're not here in this particular delivery, but I bought them last summer. Okay, so I'm really excited about these because I like making cowboy candy, and I want to make some fermented hot peppers as well, because I eat a lot of those. So the other thing that you can start buying for January, what you can start buying for February, sorry, is some radishes. So I've got some black Spanish round radishes here, which are black ones. I've also ones called Silkesca here, and I've also I already have some French radishes, French breakfast radishes. Remember that you can use your seeds from last year or the year before, depending on what they are, but don't throw them away. Okay, so I know that some people throw them away every single year. Big mistake, don't do that. Another thing I'm going to be starting to sow this year, like I've bought for this year I should say, I want to sow next month, is cucumbers. Cucumbers need a long grow season, so I can start growing them in February or March. Okay, so it's halfway through February or March. It's a good idea to get them now in January so that they're available for when you want to grow them. So I've got some gherkins here called Partner. Excited about those. I love gherkins. I love fermented gherkins the most, so I'm going to be doing those this year. I've got some called Cartman. They're an F1 hybrid, and they're full-size cucumbers. Got another packet of them, or another packet of them. I must have really liked them. And another packet. There's only 5 in a packet, so I did get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 packets apparently, so I have lots of them. Okay, I'll probably not use that many. I'll probably use about 15 and I'll have 10 for the next year, which is very exciting. But for example, these ones are only 10, so I'll probably use the whole packet of these. And each seed has different sort of numbers in them, okay? So make sure you're looking at the numbers when you got them. These I've got from Seed Mega Store, so I get them from everywhere. But I like this one because, for example, here I've got 200 seeds, and that was for something like £1. This one I've got 1,500 seeds, which is pretty much a lifetime supply of radish, and they're only about £1.99 or something. Okay, so so for the peppers you get like 200, 300, 10 and 10. So it is looking at the amount of seeds you got, and that was one of the reasons I was so attracted to California Wonder. 300 seeds for about £1, which is amazing. Okay, so it's always best to look at what you want to get out of your seeds. Okay, so there's always quite nice. I always look for unusual seeds. I've got quite a large seed collection as it is, and this is just adding to my seed collection, so I will be reusing my seed collection this year, obviously. And I've actually planned my seeds using my diary and what I will be planting. So I go month to month writing down everything that I want to plant on my to-do list. So the seeds that you're going to buy will really depend on obviously the space that you have available to grow and what the condition of that space is and where you are. So obviously here I'm in zone, I think it's 9A in the UK. So I know that my last frost date is going to be the end of April, beginning of May, depending on the weather. So I know that from that I need to have certain things come at certain times, and I need to plant things at certain times. So that's what I've got like in the back of my head. But as you can see, I've made a to-do list of everything I'm going to be doing next month. As you can see, this month is very, very small, but this is what I'm going to be doing next month. So for example, I know that I need to have leek seeds. I've already got leek seeds, and I think they're called Northern Lights, and they're like almost blue at the ends, and I thought they were really cool, and I do like leeks, so that's what I've decided to buy this year. So I need to be growing those under glass, so I need to have those seeds by next month because I need to do that in week 1 and week 2. Onion seeds, I know that I need onion seeds for the first week of February, and I need to be growing them under glass. Okay, so I'll be doing that in the greenhouse. I can also grow cauliflowers, so I need to make sure that I've got my cauliflower for next year, which I already have. I've got one called cheddar, I've got one that is called snowball, one called all year round, so I will be popping those in under cover in the first week. So after that I'll be doing my early broccolis, and I believe that my broccoli is called Rudolph, and it is a packet that I've been using for a couple of years now, and I need to do that by week 2 so that I can get some early broccoli in. I'm going to be starting chitting my potatoes in week 3, and I've already got my potatoes. I'm gonna go grab them so I can show you. Seed potatoes so quickly, so you do want to get your seed potato order in like now, immediately. So this is my seed potato box, and I'm not chitting them yet, but these are the ones that I've got from Marshall's. I end up buying Marshall's every year because I do think that they have interesting potatoes, and I really like the quality I get. But I've also bought some from the Allotment. Okay, so I've bought 2 kilos of Purple Majesty. I've heard wonderful things about them this year. Haven't grown them before, so I am quite excited about them. I've also bought 1 kilo of Hattie red potatoes. These are the ones that I tried to buy last year, and there was an issue with the harvest up in Scotland, so basically I got a different type of potato, and I don't remember what it was because I continued to call it Hattie, but it wasn't Hattie, and it was a red skin potato with like a red halo inside, but this is red throughout. So I'm excited because they've come. I've also bought my salad blue potatoes, which were the ones that I bought last year, which were like sort of a bringle of blue and white throughout with a blue skin, and they were really nice. Bob says that they look, what was the word, horrendous when cooked, because they do go a little bit of a weird colour, but I just love them so much. I think they're so pretty. I've also bought Carver potatoes. I've bought King Edward's potatoes, and there's one more. I think I got a fingerling. I think I got apple fir. But as you can see, the potatoes have started to sprout, so I'm probably going to take them out of the bags now, because when they grow through the bag, it's really hard to get them out. But you don't want to actually start chitting them until the 3rd week of February. I should put these down. So what else is it that I'm going to be doing? So after the 3rd week of February, I know that I need to be doing some more cauliflowers, so making sure I have the seeds for that. So I just look through my seed collection, to be honest, and see what I have and haven't got. There's some few staples that I just need to have in there, but lots of them, like I've got quite a lot of seeds. So there's also things that every year that I try new. For example, all of these seeds are like new varieties that I haven't tried yet. But there's a few in there that, you know, I think every single year that I just have to have. And also the ones that I save seeds for from last year. Also, you can buy broad beans. There are quite a lot of variety of broad beans that are quite nice. I know that I quite enjoy it. One's called, I think they're called Red Flower, and they're so pretty. And there are varieties that give you red beans, there's varieties that give you multiple genes, there's dwarf varieties. So they're a really quite exciting plant to grow, and we really enjoy eating them throughout the winter to fill our hungry gap. So we really do enjoy those. Another thing that is great about February is that you are going to be harvesting the sprouting broccoli that you grew last year, which is fantastic. Another thing I'm going to be growing is some celery, which has to be done indoors. Well, I've got the seeds already for that, and they are called, I think they're just called red celery off the top of my head. No, red soup celery, sorry. Last year I grew pink celery, and this year I thought I'd grow red celery. I've got so much pink celery that I think I've got enough for 1,000 years. So I thought I'd try to grow some red celery now. We do use a lot of it in soups and in stocks when we make stock, so it's always great to have like on hand. But I thought I'd do that. It grows really well here, so it's something that I'm going to be enjoying to grow. Okay, and I know that by the 4th week I'm going to be doing my peppers, so that I have them ready. Another thing that's really good to buy in is peas and munchos, because you're going to be able to grow them in the 4th week of February under conches. It's conches, isn't it? Conches. Under conches. So it's important to have those. So I had ones called Sherry last year, which was like a purple variety. They were really nice. You have munchos, which I quite like. And you have quite a long you have a lot of variety of snow peas and snap peas that I grow. I prefer growing personally munchos on the basis that, I don't know why, I just really hate shelling peas. But I don't mind shelling broad beans, so I think it's because the broad beans are easier to shell, and it's quite a social event because we normally have people come over and I make them do it with me, which is probably not a nice thing to do, but that's what we tend to do in the summer. Whereas peas, I tend to do it by myself, and I really hate doing it. So I tend to buy munchos, so I've bought a few varieties of them to try. But I think that it'll be quite an adventure, and they have very pretty flowers, just like the beans do. So I'm quite excited about that. All right, so that is my that is what I'm going to be buying seeds wise this year. and I've put my orders in and I'm waiting for them to come through. Just make sure that you order everything in advance, so when you're thinking about your garden, have like a list so that you can be looking, okay, next month I want to be doing X, Y and Z, so that you have all your seeds ready. There's nothing worse than having to run around in the last minute. Maybe you won't have the varieties, maybe you know how the crazy the world is, but it's always good to have them. Also, a fantastic thing to do is to make sure that you have lots and lots and lots of flowers to interleave in your vegetable plants, because these are the reason that all of the good bugs come into your garden is for the flowers. Okay, so luckily little Jasmine absolutely adores flowers, so I'm going to be growing quite a few of them in her little patch. So I'm going to make sure that we have flowers for every month, and make sure we get our bulbs in for our spring bulb flowers as well. Okay, thanks for watching and I'll see you next time. Happy gardening. Bye bye.